Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Expert. Last time we talked about the proper use of tools for platinum machining. Today we have with us Ms. Kathrin to talk about tools we often overlook and that is needed for platinum production. So welcome back.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you for loading up your luggage with all these tools and bringing it into the studio to share with us. In my knowledge, there are a lot of tools that we often overlook and that ends up and results in contamination in the platinum production process. So what are tools that we should be aware of and what did you bring over to share with us?
Yes, that's right. Last time we talked about tools. This time I brought them and we can do a show and tell.
Great.
So when we are working with platinum, we're working with extremely high temperatures. So we're talking about 2000 degrees and up. And one of the important things is to have a high temperature surface that can withstand the high temperatures that are involved in the manufacturing process. Let's say you wanted to put down a hot crucible or a flask, you need a heat resistant surface to make sure that your hot flask doesn't burn through your wooden table or, cause a fire. A lot of people have charcoal blocks. And charcoal blocks are really a no-no for platinum manufacturing because the carbon contaminates the platinum like anything. Once you have contaminated surface, you never get a perfect polish. So when we're working, we need to make sure we not only protecting the platinum from contamination, but also our work environment. I have brought here 4 different soldering boards. Here we have an engineered Silicone board. This is a larger format and it is suitable also to put larger items on it. This is a Solderite board. It's also an engineered material. It's very dense and, it's also, very smooth. So a perfect soldering surface for longer bracelets and what. This here is a Corduroyte board. This is a perfect format for a bench top. It has little feet on the back side. So this allows you to work a little bit lifted off the main work surface. And lastly, here we have an engineered ceramic board that is held with crocodile clamps that are tipped with tungsten ends. So these clips hold the workpiece in place so that you don't have to use binding wire. All of them have the features in common that they can sustain high temperatures. But, the next important thing to remember when working with platinum is that we want to avoid the platinum to come in contact with any metal surfaces. And of course, when you're soldering, you're holding a tweezer that's usually made out of stainless steel. And this is, of course, the primary source of contamination in platinum. We need to work with a material that is having a higher melting point than the platinum itself. So, for instance, here we have these tungsten tip tweezers that help you like in the soldering process. Or here we have a cross-locking tweezer that has replaceable tungsten tips. So only the tungsten comes in contact with the workpiece and avoids cross-contamination. The main important thing here is that these tungsten tips can sustain temperatures over 2,200 degrees and do not contaminate the workpiece. Even metal trays, even cups holding tools should not be made out of stainless steel because platinum has such a affinity to other metals and is eager to connect with them. Once you have a contaminated surface, you never get a perfect polish. So we need to really look at the suitability of the materials and make sure that the material is protected and the environment is protected. So cleanliness in your working practice is important and the right tools and the right stainless steel-free tools are very important. So one piece of equipment that I strongly recommend any workshop to have is good safety goggles because when you're working with platinum, when you're welding and melting, extremely high UV radiation is emitted in the process and it is so strong that it can potentially burn your retina and damage your eyes. So lenses of ANSI code number 5 or higher are really recommended to safely protect your...
These ones?
Yes, just like those. These flip goggles are very, very practical at the workplace because you don't need to have 2 hands free to put them on or off. But you just can flip the glasses down and you're done.
It is actually very important to protect our people and to protect our workspace. And oftentimes, I hear way too much about contamination that is happening in the production process, and it really is just down to the details of things. So I think what we're addressing today isn't just about the choice of tools and material, but it's about quality, precision, and about excellence in the production process that we strive for. And really, it's a mindset, because every little detail counts when it comes to an excellent product quality.